Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to another video. First off, I want to say a huge thanks to you guys. Recently, the channel reached like 1k subscribers, so I'm kind of over the moon about it. I just wanted to say a massive thanks to you guys. All the support and the positivity on the channel has been kind of crazy recently. So yeah, just wanted to start off the video by saying thank you. So, frame data. Today I'm going to try and explain very specifically what frame data means in Tekken. I'm going to do my best, and hopefully by the end of the video, you'll know what +8, -12, what all of this means, and you'll be able to use it to better your ability to play the game and use it to your advantage, because frame data is very important in fighting games, and it's very important in Tekken. So, first off, what are frames in Tekken? Well, you see in the top left where it says 59 FPS. I'm sure you all know what that means, right? The frames per second, just like on any monitor or on any screen. It's just the frames on the screen playing per second, right? Well, in Tekken, all the frames that you see, where it says attack startup frames at the bottom left, it's exactly the same thing. Where it says 10 frames there, that is 10 frames. That's how long that move takes to come out. 10 frames. It's the same metric. It's the same metric as the, frames per second you use on any monitor or anything like that. Tekken runs at 60 FPS, so 10 frames is roughly a sixth of a second. That's all that means. So, with that being said, I'm going to explain what people say. Look at this frame advantage, right? Look at the frame advantage on Feng. +8, it says, right? Now, this is probably one of the most important things to understand about Tekken. Before I explain about frame advantage and frame disadvantage, you need to know, if you don't already, that a jab, universally in Tekken, is 10 frames. Before anybody says there are exceptions, yes, there are exceptions, but we're not going to cover that in this video. We're going to make it more simple. A couple of characters with 1 or 2 moves that come out faster than 10 frames. But generally speaking, universally, the fastest move in Tekken is 10 frames, a jab, okay? So, with that being said, that's important to keep in mind when you're thinking about frames, okay? So, anyway, +8, what does that mean? +8 for Feng and -8 for Brian. What that actually means is, when I'm punching Brian in the face, when Feng punches Brian, both characters are stuck in an animation before they can move again. Or before they can even put any input in again. Like, even blocking, right? So, for Feng, he is stuck in this animation until he recovers from hitting Brian. And for Brian, he has got to recover in his animation from getting hit by Feng. Okay? So, when the animation ends, Feng will recover from his animation 8 frames quicker than Brian will recover from his. So with that being said, Feng is at a +8 frame advantage on Brian. Feng can move around or put any input in 8 frames quicker than Brian can. And that goes for like blocking, sidestepping, doing another attack. Feng is 8 frames quicker. Not quicker. Feng is 8 frames ahead. Probably the more correct way of describing it anyway. So, I'm going to demonstrate this. Right, so, a quick demonstration will show you that when I punch, right, he's gonna retaliate, okay? So, if I'm +8, it means that I can do, and Brian's trying to jab me back, right, which we know is 10 frames. I can do any move up to 18 frames, and my move will hit before Brian's does. Okay, I will interrupt him. So, I can do a jab. He wasn't able to jab me back. I can do this. I can do... Okay, so you see how it traded there? This move is 18 frames, okay? 18 to 19. We're just going to call it 18 frames for this video. Well, for the purposes. It differs on range a little bit. If you do it from tip range, it might be 19. But anyway, this move is 18 frames. And the reason that it's trading is because I'm +8. If Brian does a jab, it's 10 frames, right? So if I do an 18 frame move, it jabs with his 10 frame move. It trades with his 10 frame move. Just with some simple maths, you can work out that this should trade, right? But if I do a 17 frame move, or let's say a 15 frame move, I will interrupt Brian. He will not be able to hit me before I hit him, because I am +8. And if I'm doing a 15 frame move, simple maths, we can deduce that this move will interrupt, okay? Hope that makes sense. That's generally what we think of. That's basically frames. That's how frames work in Tekken. I'm also going to explain this further with punishes. So, if I get Brian to do this move, okay. See how it says +10 for me and -10 for Brian? Well, Brian, when he does this move, is stuck in that recovering animation. He's stuck in that animation recovering for 10 frames. So it also means that he cannot block for 10 frames. And if I have a 10 frame move, I can hit him with my jab string, with my 10 frame punish, this is called. I can hit him with my 10 frame punish before he can block again. You see below where it says recoverable damage, it says punish, and that's lighting up. That's what a punish is, okay? Also, to demonstrate this further, if Brian does something like really, really heavily punishable, like a snake edge, you see how it says 26? Oh, hang on. I can even punish with like a 23 frame move, right? Or anything. Because Brian is stuck in recovering from that animation for 26 frames, so he cannot block for 26 frames. And if I'm doing a 15 frame move, obviously it's faster than the amount of time it will take for Brian to recover from his move getting blocked. Right, so that's how punishes work. Hope that makes sense. I'm also going to explain what plus on block means. You see how Brian's blocking, but I'm still plus? It says I'm +6, right? Brian tries to do anything that's if Brian tries to do anything and I'm smart about my frames, I'll use like a 15 frame move. Let's set punishment up again. So if Brian tries to interrupt my plus frames, okay. Oh. On a standing block. See, he's trying to press. He's trying to jab me, but my plus frames give me the advantage, right? I fucked up. So he can't interrupt me. Because I'm doing a move that's 15 frames and I have +6, okay? Okay, right. So, I hope that all makes sense. And also, just a little tip about lows. This is just a side note, really. If you keep getting hit by lows all the time, and you're thinking that that your opponent who's hitting you with lows is plus all the time, it's probably not the case, okay? In fact, most lows actually are minus on hit. You see it says -1 with Feng. -1, but I'm hitting it, right? That means that, you know, I'm minus. So I do not have the advantage anymore. I've given up my turn. Although -1 is not very much. But you get the point. So, generally speaking, as a general rule of thumb in Tekken, if a move is very quick, generally it might be minus on block, right? Or neutral. as it says there, neutral. Frame advantage is 0, which basically means that we're set back to neutral, and we're both... If we both jabbed after that, we would trade. We would trade attacks. Okay. But generally, you see how that says +4, and it's quick? Well, the reason that's +4 is because if it gets blocked, I'm -15 there. And -15, generally, if you're -15, you're getting launched. With a couple of exceptions, if you're -15, you are getting launched. If your opponent is on their A game. Just a little thing there about lows I just wanted to cover in case a lot of you are getting hit by lows and don't understand what they mean. Tekken is very knowledge heavy and it can be a bit complicated. I fall into the trap of thinking I'm getting hit by lows and it's not my turn, but actually most of the time it is. Just be careful, because if it's something that's a very committing low, where if it gets blocked, get launched. If it gets blocked, they get launched, then it probably is plus. Also, you can look at your own character's animation for a little hint on whether you are plus or negative. Although that's very tricky to do, especially in game. So anyway, that's gonna wrap up the video. I hope this was clear, like a clear explanation of frame data. Frame data can be like a complete alien concept to a lot of people that have never played fighting games before, and if this is your first fighting game, then it's definitely something that you should know about, because to get better at Tekken, you definitely need to take advantage of frames and be able to get in the lab and try things out and discover what the answer is to certain mix-ups and certain things that you're getting destroyed by, basically. Because there's a lot of knowledge checking going on right now because the game's only just come out, and so frame data is absolutely pivotal to be able to get a one-up on the matchups you're struggling with. So anyway, that's going to be it from me. I hope this was useful, and I will see you guys in the next one.